Ask away.
Who is here?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I would like to know how I should address you, because I like talking to people using the ways in which they want to be addressed. I just can't say doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Were you ever alive on Earth? Does it matter?
At one point.
When, if I may ask?
Long time ago.
Oh, how many longs ago?
How many longs? Just a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, very long.
Was there any civilization at the time?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Not my civilization. It was. I didn't know of other civilizations until later.
Okay, what was yours like?
Comfortable.
Did you live in a house or a cave or underground or in a tree or what?
In a tree? No.
Got to cover all bases. Under the water?
I know. It was on land. Kind of clay constructions. Clay, I think. Like a red clay.
Kind of like an adobe, if you know what an adobe is.
Oh, that's a good word. Yeah.
Okay. So I take it you pulled that word out of Sarah's mind, what it means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have access to her memories.
Some.
So what was the weather like? Was it warm, cold?
Very. Mostly warm. It would get cold.
Would it snow?
Once in a while, a dusting, but it
Yeah.
was unusual.
Was there a lot of greenery around?
No.
So this is more like in the southern west United States type of climate?
Yeah.
You can pull that out of Sarah's.
Southwestern United States, yeah.
Just like the climate, which I know is other places around the world too.
Yeah, but this was what you would call Southwestern United States. It wasn't the United States then.
Yeah. Yeah, back then it was another whatever. So, did you have other people living comfortably with you? In the same,
Well, the community.
yeah. How many were in the community, remember?
Between 20 to 30 at any
Okay.
given time.
Men, women, and children?
Yeah.
Did you have horses?
No.
Did you have any, I hate to use this word, but Sarah know what I mean, beast of burdens?
She's correcting you. Beasts of burden.
That sounds like Sarah. Beasts of burden.
Beasts of burden. No, we were pretty much our own. If we actually had to lug stuff around, we did it ourselves.
Would you carry it on your back or drag it behind you or
Depending on
put it in a cart and
what
pull
it was and how heavy it was. And
Did you have wheels?
no. What's with her nose?
Her nose is always cold. So are her hands.
They're not so cold right now.
So what else? So were there many communities like yours around?
Many is subjective.
I know you were going to say that.
But
How
then
many
why
were?
did you ask?
Well, I thought about that after I asked it. How many other communities were around?
Don't know, a handful. We
Yeah.
didn't rely on counting to see what was what. But there were just some other places we'd go to trade and stuff like that.
Yeah. What type of things would you trade?
with the, well, it wasn't just the women, it was usually the women, but sometimes we did it too. We wove things or made jewelry, kind of stuff.
What would you weave out? What material would you use for your base for weaving? Was it plant life or?
It depends. Usually it was plant life if we wanted baskets. That's interesting.
What's that?
There was something other that we used. There weren't that many animals around. But there would be thin strips of a leather-like substance that we would use.
Would perhaps that is something you traded for?
Maybe.
Do you remember trading for it? So are you a male or female?
Male.
Okay. So did you go hunting?
Not usually. Well, younger children would go snare rabbits and stuff sometimes. And other small animals. It was a rodent kind of a thing. Don't know what your term for it would be.
What color was it?
Brownish with some black in it.
Very rough hair or smooth hair?
In between.
Like a groundhog?
Well, it might have been a type of groundhog.
Okay.
I'm not real scientific about that.
Okay. Yeah, well, I was hoping Sarah had a picture of one. Does she have a picture in her mind of what this is?
Yeah, she's not. It looks kind of like, in her mind, a beaver, but there wasn't enough water for beaver dams and things like that.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
I don't know.
it could have been.
Could be.
So were there a lot of those animals around that you trapped for?
I wouldn't say a lot, but enough for a while anyway. I don't know if they were pack rats or not, but pack rats was something, that was something different because they had long skinny tails.
Yep.
So there were a lot of those.
Yeah. They love the Southwest. Was there a lot of cacti around?
I wouldn't say a lot,
Okay.
but there was occasionally there'd be some.
So it was quite dry then, where you were.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do for water?
Must have been near a stream, a pretty nice fresh stream. I remember as a child and as I got older, other children, their duty was to go and fetch water and bring it back.
How long would it take them?
Oh, I don't know.
A part of a day, all day?
No, just a short while. Just go get it, bring it back.
So, how did you tell time? Just with the sun?
Yeah, we didn't tell time in the way you're thinking, but
Right.
yeah, we watched the sun.
Morning, afternoon, evening. You knew those concepts,
Yeah,
but maybe not those words.
well,
Okay.
understanding of those
Right.
words. Our words, her speech organs cannot wrap around our words. So,
You translate the image, huh?
yeah.
Okay. Did you have any crops that you grew? Like maize or fruit trees or nuts or anything like that?
Not really.
So what'd you guys eat for food?
Well, along the stream there would be plant life, there would be some berries, there'd be grubs and insects, and there'd be bleh. That's her reaction.
To grubs and insects?
Yeah.
Yep, that's about right.
We could also make mud to seal up the baskets we wove, and that's when it dried, then we could use them to fetch water.
How long would a person live? Basically, how many years or cycles of the sun would a person be alive?
Trying to put this into your terms. $40 or $50, maybe.
Okay. What would the native terms be? Do you happen, does Sarah have the capability of saying those?
No, translation is not going that way.
Okay,
It's coming this way, but not that way.
okay, very good. So what color was your skin? White, brown, red, green, purple, yellow?
We don't, no purple, no.
Just had to make you laugh.
But I know what purple is because sometimes when the sun would set, the sky and even the distant hills and stuff would be purplish.
Yes,
Beautiful.
it is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, so the skin was like a reddish brown.
Okay,
It would get very dark in the summertime.
of course. So did you have family elsewhere? You know, like sisters or brothers that lived in other communities, other villages? Or were you everyone? Everyone just lived in that one community.
It was just that one community. Sometimes people from another community or from ours would go elsewhere and they would come here. But normally there wasn't a lot of movement, change.
So with that, did you guys travel much? Because was it difficult to travel since you had to walk?
It could be difficult, could be dangerous. Definitely was tiring. We'd have to carry our goods that we wanted to trade and gourds of water.
Mm-hmm. So gourds grew along the streams.
Yeah.
Then you would pick them and let them dry out.
Yeah.
Then would you cover them with anything to make them waterproof, or were they waterproof enough?
They were waterproof enough.
Okay.
I don't know, the women dealt mostly with that stuff.
So you said the women, and you were a man. What was the hierarchy in the village like? Were women the bosses, or were men the bosses, or did you share the responsibilities?
Pretty much shared, but the women could be pretty bossy.
I know, mine is.
She's like, hey. But all the women were like that. It's, they'd get sassy.
Yeah.
And we didn't have, she's kind of asking this. We didn't have a chief per se, but there was much respect for as someone got older. Male or female didn't matter. Their opinions were valued. So if there were like community decisions to be made, we would share ideas and opinions. and eventually come to a consensus. Sometimes it took a while.
Okay. Yeah, that was the question I was going to ask too, so I'm glad she asked it. Like who was in charge. So you basically had a council, which was all the older people in the village.
I don't even know if it was that formal because there weren't that many
That many people.
people.
Come on, Soto. Let me get the junk out of your eye. Did you have favorite animal that you would travel with or help you with your chores or
No, animals
protect
were
you?
hard to come by. And if we did see something like, say, a deer, it would become a meal for a feast. And
So you didn't have a dog as a pet or a cat or anything like that?
no. Cats were usually, what do you call them? Cougars.
Ah,
And a little more dangerous.
yeah, that little house cat I'm sitting here petting.
And once in a great while, we'd see a few wild horses, but they pretty much stayed far away from us.
Yeah. So they were afraid of you guys, basically?
They were mistrusting of anybody or anything. That's
Okay.
just the way they were.
Did you have any type of weapons by chance?
Well, we made knives. But we didn't usually need weapons.
Were there any conflicts with any other villages or? Look, yeah, there's the water. Locations?
Rarely.
When there was, how were they resolved?
Well, usually if there was a conflict, it was about maybe what and how we were trading, and we eventually just came to agreements.
Okay.
And if it was something greater than that, which was, it was a matter of survival for everybody, so we just worked it out. What
Good,
can I say?
Because we don't have that type of cooperation on this earth at this time.
Too many people.
Yeah, way too many people.
If you had fewer people, it would be easier.